Hello, my name is Tiffany Johnson. I am recording this for SPCE 683 for case study number 1. The client that me and my supervisor both decided would be best to discuss is the client that I currently work with. I've been working with him for a little while, so it was best that I chose him because I would know more about him. So a little background. My client is 4 years old. He's currently only diagnosed with autism. So the biggest concern parents saw around the age of like 2 going on 3 was the speech delay, and that he displayed some emotional irregulation issues. But mom is very confident on wanting to send him to school. For a minute there, when his behaviors had increased, she had set in stone that she was ready for just going to do homeschool when he turned 5 next year. But now that we have gotten the behaviors together and we're kind of going on an upward trend, she is back to wanting to go to school. So that is her overall goal, is for him to learn how to functionally communicate and be able to operate within the classroom, whether that be with an IEP, sports, resource, or gen ed. So a little bit about like his behaviors that we notice are like the biggest ones. He has aggression, physical aggression, biting, and elopement. Elopement we don't see as much since we've been able to increase our functional communication skills. He has gotten an AAC device since July, and we've seen an uprise in vocal manding, so that is very nice. It was also nice to see that my BCBA that I currently work with, my supervisor, she came kind of late onto his case, so she came in January, I would say, but I was there prior to with his old BCBA. So coming in, she kind of was like a new set of eyes, because she was like, this kid, like, is he an ESDM kid? I don't think he's quite ready for VBA, but the old BCBA had him like for all these VB-MAP milestones knocked off. He was ready for like level 2, level 3, and she was like, I don't see that. So it was really cool to see like how she stated how she had to become paired and build a rapport with him prior to understanding his skill set. So he didn't show her a lot of the skills that he showed our previous BCBA, just because he really didn't know who she is. So she was talking about how she had to like really pair with him, and like they had to jump up and down, go down the slides, has to do all these things in order for her to see like, what does this kid know, where is he at, and what are these behaviors that people are talking about. So we did that, and then when I got on the case in September, coming around, was it September? No, August. It was like late July, August. I got on the case later in that month. We did QBAFs for the functions with all his behaviors. Our number one we were trying to get down was biting, because we had seen it at its worst. So after doing those, we had deemed that the function of the behavior was sensory, and then we also noticed that it was for escape. So the biggest one was escape. When people were doing things that he did not agree with or want to do, or if he was told no, it was his first instinct to go in. The biggest thing we see too is if it's kind of like a communication deficit error. So if you're not understanding him, or if he's saying one thing and you want him to, and you're not getting that, like, hey, like I want more time, but of course with his vocal delay in our communication barrier, we're not understanding that. So we're just like, let's go. And then we have that behavior. So that's the biggest thing. So that's why we were so big and adamant about pushing for the AAC device, which has helped tremendously. So we also have talked about like his need for behavior services. So one thing we talked about was like, in the future, do we think that he was going to need ABA to transition to school? Like, should we look at like programs that have in school RBTs? Does he need that? Is he going to be ready to go to school? As of 2 weeks ago, when we sat down and after the parent meeting, we discussed, and she has full confidence that come August of 2025, he should be ready for school. So we have implemented a lot of DTT programs lately. So we're doing like more table work, worksheets, things of that sort. Because that's not really where the deficit lies. So it's more so like tolerating sitting at your desk for an extended amount of time, following this schedule, following what the teacher says, like compliance things. Are we able to like go to a social group and participate during group games, during group activities, things of that sort. And then we've also talked about like for future like assessments, I wondered if we were going to switch to like a different assessment. I know like some kids go to like social savvy before they go to school, so I have talked to her about if we would do that for him, and that's something that we don't think we're going to need to do just yet. We just want to see. We just moved him into like an area with we'll say more communicative kiddos, so we're just going to see like if he's more social around them, will his social skills pick up, and just kind of watch for those different social interactions that he may have on a daily basis after his transition to see how he tolerates them. Other than that, that is pretty much my client, my kiddo. Some things also that we also, I think is important to note is that he is vegan. So parents are very strict about that. That was some of like his medical history. He's vegan. Mom has also started what we call mushroom powder, I think that's what they call it, to help with his speech delay. And that is all that I have regarding the background of my client's history. Yeah.